Hello students, welcome to this video lecture on isometric projection. I, Anthony Augustine, in this video lecture would be discussing the isometric projection of two solids placed one above another. Following is the problem statement. A slab of hexagonal prism, side of base 40 and height 40 mm is resting on one of its hexagonal face on the HP, with one of the base edge perpendicular to VP. A right circular cone of base diameter 40 and height 55 mm is resting centrally on its base on top hexagonal face. The axes of both the solids are vertical and coinciding. Draw the isometric projection for the given arrangement of solids. Show their axes also indicate direction of viewing. Construct an isometric scale that you have used. So the information provided by the problem statement, which is important, is that the lower solid is a hexagonal prism of side of base 40 mm and height 40 mm. One of the base edges is perpendicular to VP. On top of it is a right circular cone with base diameter 40 and axis height 55 mm. We have to make sure that the axes of both the solids are vertical and coinciding, and we also need to construct isometric scale and indicate direction of viewing. Keeping this in mind, we move to the overview of the problem. We start with the isometric scale by drawing the axis and a line inclined at 45 degrees on which we will be taking true lengths of 1 centimeter divisions. And then we draw a line inclined at 30 degrees on which we will be obtaining the isometric length. We take divisions on the 45 degree inclined line. Remember, the intervals are 1 centimeter except the last point of 5.5, which we require for construction of the cone whose axis height is 55 mm. So we have taken 5.5 additional distance. So the true lengths are actual distance in centimeters. From these points we draw verticals on to the line inclined at 30 degrees and we find the intersections. The point of intersections represent the isometric lengths which we would be using for constructing our problem. Using this isometric length with a distance of 40 on the isometric scale, we draw a hexagon of side 40. We enclose this hexagon within a rectangle and we'll find the center. About its center, we'll draw a circle of radius 20, that is the diameter 40, which represents the base diameter of the cone. We then enclose this circle within a square of side 40. Now we'll be using this reference figure for constructing our problem. So we construct a horizontal on which we draw the isometric axis inclined at 30 degrees on either side. On the isometric axis, we take distances from the reference figure. So the outermost rectangle I'll be drawing along the isometric axis line. So the distances on the reference figure drawn along the isometric axis. So I'll be getting a rhombus like shape, a parallelogram to be exact, and on it I'll be marking the corners of this hexagon using the reference figure. So from the corner, the distances I'll be taking and marking on this quadrilateral which I have obtained using the reference figure. So I'll be getting the corners of the hexagon and I'll be joining them with dark outlines. Next, through all the corners of the hexagon, I'll be drawing vertical lines with length of isometric 40. So I'll be taking a length of 40 mm along the isometric length line and drawing verticals through all the corners. The endpoints of all the vertical lines I'll be joining, so I'll be getting the top hexagon face of the hexagonal prism. For ease of understanding, I'm going to remove few edges in the given presentation. So here is the top hexagonal face that is clearly visible. Now I'll be using the reference figure and finding the center. So the distance I'll be taking from the reference figure and marking on it. About the center, I'll be using the reference figure and constructing the square which is converted into rhombus in the isometric view. Using 4 center method, I'll be drawing the base circle of the cone. So I find the center of the sides of the rhombus and then I join the acute angle corners as shown with a diagonal line, and through the obtuse angle corner I draw lines like this to find the intersecting points that are the two centers, which I'll be using to draw the arcs, and the obtuse angle corners are the further two corners which I would be utilizing to draw arcs for completing the isometric circle. So from this corner I'll take a radius up to this distance and draw an arc. From this corner I'll be taking distance up to the midpoint of the opposite corner and drawing an arc. Similarly, through the intersecting points I'll be drawing the arcs up to this center as a radius, and from this center which I have found, I'll be taking radius up to the midpoint of the side of the rhombus and draw the arc. This completes the isometric circle, and now I draw a vertical from the center of this rhombus. On this vertical I'll be taking axis height of 55, which I borrow from the isometric scale. So the isometric length of 5.5 I'll be taking along the axis and finding the apex. From the apex I'll be drawing tangent to the isometric circle on either side. This would give me the outline of the cone. I erase the unnecessary edges, and this is the final view or the isometric projection that is desired. Now we move on to the construction part. So we have written all the important things on the sketchbook, and we start first by drawing the isometric scale, and I have drawn a horizontal. Now I'll use the protractor to mark 90, 30 and 45 degrees, and then I'll be drawing lines through them. On the line inclined at 45 degrees, I'll be taking true length. So this line which is inclined at 45 degrees, I'll be marking true length. On the line inclined at 30 degrees, I'll be obtaining isometric length. So now I take 1 centimeter divisions on the true length line which is inclined at 45 degrees. So remember, I need the distance of 40 and 55 which are important to me, and I am taking them intentionally on true length line. Now I'll be dropping perpendiculars from the true length line onto the isometric length line, and I'll be using this data for constructing the reference figure. So on isometric length, I'll have the required distances. So this is the required scale which I'd be using for constructional purposes. Now I need to construct the reference figure, that is a hexagon of side 40. So I take isometric length of 40 and draw a circle for constructing a hexagon. I draw a diameter which is horizontal, and through the endpoints with the same radius, that is isometric 40, I mark arcs above and below to get the points or corners of the hexagon, which I join with dark outlines. With the hexagon now obtained, I'll name the points on the hexagon as shown. Now I'll enclose this hexagon in a square for construction purpose. But before that, I'll be constructing the circle for the cone base. So the radius is 20, which is isometric length of 20, and I have drawn the circle. So this I'd be using for constructing the base of the cone. Now for this reference figure, I'll be drawing rectangles passing through the outermost corners. So tangent to the circle, I am drawing lines to enclose the circle within a square. So these outer rectangles or squares would be used along the isometric axis. So this is the reference figure, and I name the outermost rectangle which encloses the hexagon corners as PQRS. Now I construct a horizontal line and mark a point to find the isometric axis inclined at 30 degrees with the help of protractor. I also draw the vertical axis. So isometric axis, there are three axes. Two axes that are inclined at 30 degrees and the vertical axis. So these axes are making an angle of 30 degrees with the horizontal, and one axis is vertical, that is 90 degrees to the horizontal. So we indicate it with dimensions. Now I keep the point P of the reference figure at the origin and take distances from the reference figure, that is point P to Q, on the compass and transfer it onto the isometric axis, that is P to Q on the isometric axis. Similarly, I take distance P to S on the reference figure, which is isometric length, and transfer it onto the other axis and find S. Now with the help of roller scale, I draw parallel lines and complete the polygon. which is a parallelogram, and the opposite sides being equal. So now, using this isometric polygon, I'll find the location of point A on PQ. So I have taken the reference figure and marked the point A. Similarly, from S, I mark and find point D. I find the other points using distances from the reference figure. So I locate all the other points of the hexagon as shown. So from Q towards R, I am moving, taking a distance and finding B, and from R towards Q, I mark and find C. So I have to take a note of where I am taking the distances while marking those arcs. Now I found the base hexagonal. So the hexagon in the base is complete. Now through all the corners, I'll be drawing verticals. So before that, I find the center. I can find the center. So I mark the center through which I'll be drawing the axis as required in the problem statement. So I make a chain line, faint chain line, which is the axis line. Now through all the corners, I'll be drawing verticals. So I'm drawing faint verticals or construction lines. And along these faint lines, I'll be taking a distance, isometric length 40. So isometric length of 40, I mark on these verticals through all the corners. I erase the unnecessary length of line beyond the arcs and join all the points with dark outlines as required. Before that, I draw the verticals which are on the front side and make them dark. Now the edges on the front I am making in dark, the edges on the back I am making them faint because it might happen that the lines at back may be hidden by the cone which would be drawn on top. Now on the top face, I'll be finding the center with the help of reference figure. So I'll take distance of the center from the corner and find the center as shown. Now about the center, I'll be drawing the square which encloses the base circle of diameter 40 and which I have drawn in the reference figure. So I have taken distance from the reference figure and I will be marking distances about the center, and I will be finding the square which encloses the circle. So I have taken radius of ISO 20 which from the reference figure, and then I will be drawing the square like this, which are lines parallel to the isometric axis. So I get a rhombus and I'll be using 4 center method. Through the acute angle corners, I draw a diagonal, and through the obtuse angle corners, I'll be drawing lines joining it with the opposite side centers or midpoints. So the intersection with these lines with the diagonal would give me the two centers, and the obtuse angle corners are the other two centers. From the obtuse angle corner up to the midpoint of the opposite side, I take radius and I'll draw arcs, dark arcs on the front side, because this edge is on the front side. For the back side arc, I'll be drawing very faint because this is going to be erased. Now, using this third center point with radius equal to its distance from the midpoint of side, I draw arc. Similarly, to the next center, I'll take distance up to the midpoint of the side and draw arcs to complete the isometric circle on the top face of hexagonal prism. Now I have to provide an isometric axis height of 55 mm. So from the center of the circle, I mark an arc on the axis line I had previously made. Remember, I have taken isometric length of 55, and from this point I draw tangents to the base isometric circle, and this completes the outline of the cone. So I darken the edges which are outside the outline of the cone, and the inner edges I make it faint or very light. So this is the required solution. I also need to provide the direction of view with one edge perpendicular. So this is the direction which completes the problem. So I hope you are able to solve this problem of two solids kept one over the another using this video lecture. Thank you for your patient listening.